Great. Good evening, and welcome to a meeting of the Holly Township Parks and Recreation. This is a special meeting. Today's date is June 1st, 2026, and it's 6:30 p.m. With that, I'd like to call this meeting to order, and next, ask everyone to please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Wright,
Here.
Hutchins,
Here.
DeSessa,
Here.
Carl,
Here.
Earl, here. We have a quorum.
Excellent, thank you. Next, moving on to item number 4, which is the agenda approval. Now, I know there's one item that may need to be amended because there's a change on the quote or the bid that they sent us. But so, speaking of that, should we do it now or should we do it when we get to this item?
We already know what it needs to be changed to. I might as well just do it now.
Just do it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So item 4.6b, we had the agenda item is to approve a contract to Garage Force for the grinding and coating of the shuffleboard courts. Originally, it was under our understanding the total cost was $4,100. Our manager has since received a separate quote, and I understand it has doubled. So, Madam Manager, can you tell us what that number is?
Yep, so I had contacted the owner of Garage Force, Adam Sprague, and if you remember, partway through the grind and shine section, he had TBD, to be determined. Mm-hmm. So I contacted him today to see if he knew yet what that cost was going to be, and he responded about the grind and shine, but then he did say that was going to be $4,996. The 4,100 is a mistake. That's for one. I did the math wrong. It's 8,200 for the chip and application, or 4,996 for the grind and seal.
Ooh.
4,996.
Mm-hmm. That's for, I think, 2 shuffleboard courts, ground and sealed, but it was going to be 8,200 for the actual chip application on there. Mm-hmm. So, and that did not come to me until later this afternoon.
Is that all part of B, or that has something to do with the floor, correct? With the chip?
No,
Okay.
that's
Just wanna make
only
sure.
the part under the shuffleboard courts.
It's 6B.
Under here, it's number 3 on your sheets. And then at the bottom of the page, it has option A, total with the numbers, and TBD. Mm-hmm. That was the part I was questioning. And then the decorative shuffleboard part was the one that was quoted for the 4,100, which now is going to be 8,200 since he only did it for one apparently.
We do have another agreement that was sent to us also. Mm-hmm. And that was with...
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Point of order.
Yes.
You need to stick to the agenda.
Well, yeah, I am. I'm just trying,
Right.
I know, it's just, so that's why I was asking the question, should we address this item now and just simply change that number? And because when we go into the discussion of
What
this
I do-
item,
Yeah, I don't think discussion is appropriate at this time.
okay.
Until we get to the item.
No, I understand, I
Yeah.
understand. I
Yep.
just wasn't sure if we could just simply change the whole thing or eliminate it or whatever, because we do have another,
Right.
another bid. Okay, all right then. So what is the desire here,
I make a
Commissioners?
motion to change 6B, taking out the specific name of the contract and just discuss and possibly approve redoing the.
I think
sub-
that's an excellent idea.
Yeah.
So we can discuss.
So we're removing the name and we're eliminating the dollar amount?
As of right now, the dollar amount can be added during the motion, when someone makes the motion. But since we don't know what the other contract is yet, the bid.
We
wanna
haven't
eliminate
discussed
the
it.
garage
Yeah.
doors.
Right,
Okay,
and we do have it, we just have not
Right.
discussed it. I just want everybody to
So-
know, we did receive two quotes, or two bids, and
Okay.
we thought this was for 4,100. It turns out that it's double that amount, so, okay. All right then. So the motion was made, and I will clarify, to amend 6B to state, approve contract for grinding and coating shuffleboard courts at Holly Township Beach, and to authorize park manager to sign an agreement. Is that okay?
Discuss and possibly approve.
Okay, to discuss and possibly approve?
Possibly okay, or?
Well, I hate
should
to
it
say
just be
possibly, discuss and approve, that's why I had approve originally, but okay, is that better? So, let me read it again. So it's item number 6B will state, discuss and approve a contract for grinding and coating the shuffleboard courts at Holly Township Beach, and to authorize Park Manager Blanchard to sign agreement. Okay,
got it.
got it?
Thank you.
All
I
right.
second that.
I make that motion.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Wright and supported by Commissioner Earl. Are there any comments or questions? Hearing none. I'm going to take a roll call vote on this, okay? Just to confirm. Madam Secretary?
Wright,
Aye.
Hutchins,
Yes.
Carl,
Yes.
DeSessa,
Yes.
Earl, yes. Motion's passed.
Thank you, everyone.
Verbal.
Okay, so our agenda has been amended. Can I now hear a motion to approve the the agenda as amended?
I make that motion to approve the agenda for the special meeting of June 1st, 2026 as amended.
Is there a support?
Support.
Okay, supported by Commissioner Carl. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passed. Okay, moving on to item number 5, public comment. At this time, members of the public can address the commission once recognized by the chairperson for the items listed on this agenda only. Comments are limited to 4 minutes. The commission may extend this time by up to an additional 4 minutes by majority vote. Prior to addressing the commission, members of the public are asked to state their name, street name, and town. I see no one from the public here this evening, and with that, I will close public comment. Moving on to item number 6, new business. First item for discussion and consideration is item number 6A, to approve Garage Force's contract for completing floor treatments for the Holly Township beach bathrooms at a cost not to exceed $2,300, and to authorize Park Manager Blanchard to sign agreement. Madam Manager, can I ask you to go over this item, please?
You know,
Oh,
not,
Wait, before we do, should I get a support and, yeah, let me do that, let me get that first. Is there a motion to approve this item?
I'll make the motion to discuss or approve the contract for the completing the floor treatments.
Okay. Item number 6A as
6A
said,
as
yes,
stated.
as stated, okay. Is there a support?
I'll support.
Thank you, supported by Commissioner Earl. Okay, now, Madam Manager, would you please just quickly review this item, and then we'll discuss.
Based on what we just learned, though, about the change in the cost and the fact that I don't think it's very possible that they would come out just to do the bathroom floors if someone else was going to be coming out and doing the shuffleboard court. I don't know that we should be, maybe we should be talking about both of these in this thing.
Oh, my goodness.
We have to go by the agenda.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, well,
I mean, if there's a problem and he refuses to do the contract, if he says, I'm sorry, unless I have both, I won't do either, then just he's to tell us that, and
that's fine.
we can
There's
proceed.
no reference that it has to be a combination.
No, we did not say that it has to be a combination. We bid.
He didn't in his proposal.
He didn't, okay, can you repeat that, Commissioner?
As I read this, there's no indication that the bathroom is contingent. If we approve the bathroom, it's contingent upon approving the shuffleboard court. So I think we're viewing this as
Okay.
bathroom and separately shuffleboard court.
That's what's stated in our agenda. One is the bathrooms, and one is the shuffleboard court.
Correct.
They've already been separated,
Yes.
moving right along, I guess. Huh?
Oh.
Well,
Do you know differently, Madam Manager?
no, I don't.
Okay.
Nope. So we did have two people come out. It appeared that Garage Force seemed to have, and Commissioner Hutchins was with me at the time, had a little bit better presentation as far as having the samples with him, the booklets that he had brought. And it seemed that his actual explanation of what he was going to be doing was a little bit better, and that's why I was leaning in that direction. And the cost was not, even though it was higher, it seemed that it was still within a reasonable range. Both of them commented on the fact that the area of the bathrooms is small and would be difficult to do with a actual grinder. They would have to do more handwork in the corners and that type of thing. So there's that. But they did, at least with Garage Force, he said both bathrooms could be completed in the same day. They do need to know ahead of time what color, so we'll get to that later. But the cost for Garage Force was going to be $2,300 for both bathrooms to be completed.
So, Madam Manager, am I correct in understanding that we received two bids? for
That's
bathroom?
correct. Yep, underneath, this one is for O'Brien,
That
concrete coatings.
gives us no information whatsoever on the invoice.
That is what he
Yeah.
had given. But it does, I can read you the date that he came out. I did include it in, I think, an email to the commissioners. It was on May 23rd. Commissioner Hutchins and I met with Daniel O'Brien at the beach. He had quoted $1,400 to do both bathrooms. The shuffleboard courts were going to be $4,500, and that was not going to be an actual shuffleboard. It was only going to be more of the grind and shine type of a process, I believe. And then that total came out to $5,900. He did contact me yesterday about the process, and I actually contacted him back to say that the amount that he had quoted before this invoice was incorrect compared to what he had quoted at the day of the thing, and he adjusted it and took off an additional $500 for the error. So it's actually $5,500 is what he is bidding for the bathrooms and the shuffleboard courts, but not applying a shuffleboard pattern onto the courts.
So just for the, we're just talking about the bathrooms right now, though? So is he will he separate those as well?
He would.
Okay.
Yes,
So O'Brien is 1,400?
correct.
Okay. Garage versus.
Oh, I'm confused.
I'm kind of concerned not
I
having
know.
that in writing. The only invoice that I see, I know Manager Blanchard sent the email out, but the only invoice I see in front of me is the $27.50 from O'Brien, and it just states professional concrete coating. It doesn't give.
No, the 2750 is half the amount.
Okay.
It's half the amount. That's the down payment
That's the down
portion.
payment, okay.
If you look right above that, you'll see the 5,500.
I see that. Thank you for that correction.
Yeah.
And it does say bathroom is only 1,400.
Right,
I do see
so
that.
if we're just talking about the bathrooms, it's just 1,400, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Question relative to the bathrooms. The kids typically can come in with wet feet. I wonder
Yes.
how slippery that
We
surface
did
is.
discuss that, and they talked about the fact that there's kind of an anti-slip type coating that is part of that. It's more of the texture of it that helps to break that up.
Is that texture created by the chips themselves?
Some of it, yes, but I think in the coating itself, they also can add something in there.
Okay.
Is that correct, Commissioner Hutchins?
Yes.
That's not extra to put the sand, grit, or anything else? It's
No, they
included.
didn't, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so it seems like even though these items were separate, one was for the bathrooms and one was for the shuffleboard, I guess the way they submitted it was, both of them submitted it together, and that's where I'm a little confused with that.
Well, actually, O'Brien is the one that combined the two.
Oh, okay.
The concrete coating for garage force, Adam Sprague, he did divide them.
Yeah, he separated them. I'm
Yeah.
looking at the bathroom floors, 2 total, and he specifies what he's going to do.
Correct.
And then he says it'll cost $2,300 to do all that. Okay, and then O'Brien says just to do the bathrooms only will be $1,400, correct?
Yes.
But because of the information and the presentation of this other company, we felt a little bit more comfortable with this company. Is that correct?
Mhm.
Do they have a warranty? Do the floors have a warranty?
Lifetime warranty on both of them.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Commissioner Hutchins, is there a question?
Nope.
No?
What was the 8,000?
The 8,000 was for the completed shuffleboard courts, because he originally said that he quoted just one of the shuffleboard courts for the 4,000.
So the 4,996 is for one or two?
No,
No.
it's for two, but only for the grind and shine.
I see, no.
Not actually putting the
Cool.
epoxy in the
I know, let's-
chips.
Let's get it, let's keep on this one item, and then we'll move to that. I know what you're saying, I know, and I agree with you. But let's just, trying to keep the agenda together, please. Let's just deal with the bathroom floors right now. Okay? Bathroom floors. Bathroom floors. Okay. Are there any other questions on the bathroom floors? Now this, like I said, this bid is a little higher. Again, a recommendation to consider this other bid, because we felt that it was more informative and the bid was better presented.
I have one quick question. Do you know if there's any warranty with the line?
Yes, they're both lifetime
Both
warranties.
are.
Mhm.
Oh, he does rate that on there.
Right. Yep, there'll be lifetime warranties. Mhm.
When you talked to him, did it seem like it was gonna be?
He had the exact same
He did?
pan of chips.
Okay.
Yes.
Explain to everybody, both companies use the same product and the same methods. Same product, lifetime guarantee. It's all in the information that we brought forward. So it's the same product, different contractors.
Okay. So I see, I understand now what Manager Blanchard is saying. Hopefully, if we don't, if this item isn't approved, and then someone wishes to consider another individual, we can do that too, just so you all know. There is a motion to approve and has been supported. Are there any other questions? Commissioner?
I just have a concern. This has come up a couple times now, and I thought the commission's direction was to, if we are going to approve a contract, the contractor had to be here in order to ask questions. I just want to make sure that that's, going forward, I want to make sure that happens. I think it's important. Other than that, I have no other question.
I don't have a question, I have more of a concern, because I think I see now how this was done. And one contractor combined, another did not. And I see the concern that the managers is placing if we were to give one contractor only part of it. Commissioner Hutchins, you attended the meeting, do you think there'd be an issue if one were to get one portion of it and the other would get the other? You think, okay, you were fine?
It's separate.
Okay.
And they also, we looked at doing the inside of the guard shaft.
Mhm.
And I made a statement that the tile was in good shape. Instead of that would be a heck of a cost, that we're gonna find a commercial floor scrubbing machine. It will scrub the floor because that's commercial tile. It ought to come up pretty nice. It's never been power scrubbed.
Okay.
So we were looking at maybe having that epoxy too, but we said no, it's in too good a shape.
Okay.
So there was actually three things we were looking at: shuffleboard, bathrooms, and the concession stand.
Okay. I get it. And I understand now the concern about separating the two. I do. I'm going to assume that neither one of them should have a problem with it, you know? But I can see how that could happen, and if it does happen, then they can tell us, and depending on how this vote goes, we can move forward. Yeah, we need to review this item a little closer.
Meaning you have more questions?
No, I don't have questions. I just have concerns, that's all. I'm concerned about how we're doing this, and I'm concerned about, and when I say that, let me just clarify. I wish they had separated them individually. This is just my preference. Or if they could potentially say, this is what I'm bidding for the entire project. Again, it's going back to the apples to oranges thing, but I understand. And I get it here.
But technically, they did
I
separate
I know,
them.
I know, they separated, I see that, I see
They
that.
separated it already, so yeah,
I understand.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Are there any other comments or questions on this item? Okay.
One question, because the motion specifically says garage forces contract.
Mhm.
So we, according to the motion, we can't vote on the other one.
No.
So if we deny this one,
Then we can,
Then we can bring up the
we can
second
bring
one.
the second one.
We have to go up or down with what the
Okay.
agenda says, and
Right.
then move on from there.
oh, okay, all right. The other one is not on the agenda.
No.
No.
Okay.
Again, I explained the reason we put this one on, because they felt that the presentation was better, felt that the individual did a better job in informing, and so at that point in time, thought that would be better. But the other one is significantly less. So I have one more question to both the manager and Commissioner Hutchins. You both were there. Do you feel that either one of them, either one could do the work? Is there any hesitancy, either one of them? You felt comfortable?
When I talk to contractors, they have to explain exactly what's going on, because everybody's a layman. And if the contractor doesn't explain all the processes of how they're gonna do this, you know, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, to get the completed project done, if they don't explain that, it kind of puts me in disregard to that contractor, because he's trying to sell a product and a service to us, so it's our time to know all this stuff. And if you're in a big hurry and everything else, it doesn't set well with me. So that's why sometimes you pay for what you get. We don't know what we get. So
Okay.
I think the one contractor went way above and beyond and did a really good job of selling his product and his labor. That was my feeling. Mary?
I think we're talking about the same one.
Yes. No, I think so.
And actually, on the agenda, it should have been, because this is stated as garage floor, that should have been A. B should have been the other contractor. So if you wanted to go pick and choose, both of them should have been on the agenda.
The garage floor?
Garage floor.
O'Brien.
Garage
Oh,
floor,
O'Brien. Oh.
they both should have been on
Oh.
the agenda.
Yep.
So that way you can go up or down,
Yep.
or up or down.
Well, ordinarily, when the manager receives a bid, and this is how I approach this, okay? Because I've received bids before in the past, and I recommend the one that I think is the best. Now, the commission or the council can say yes or no to my recommendation.
We do it different here.
Okay,
Yeah, this is the way it's usually done.
okay.
You got two contractors, up or down.
But see, it doesn't make sense to put them both in there and then approve one, and then,
And then vote to reject the other.
that doesn't make any sense either, with all due respect.
Well, it's not that way right now.
Yeah,
Hey,
So let's just, if we are
Follow the
gonna
agenda.
move forward with the one that's on the agenda,
Yeah, we have to go by the agenda.
and so we either
We
yea
have
or
no-
nay that, and
Yeah.
We have a choice, up or down what's on the agenda under A. There is no B to consider the other contractor.
could we amend the agenda again at this point in time and add that item? It would look
I
rather
mean,
suspicious, yeah.
Procedurally, unless we do that, we can't vote on the O'Brien invoice. So the item A should have said, discuss and approve, discuss bids, and approve contract for bathroom floor. But it specifies one contract over
Yeah,
another.
and that was my recommendation, because everybody was anxious to get this, and
Right.
I just felt that this is the one.
Yeah.
I will make sure that we do that then from now on. Just put bids and not give a name on there. Okay. That is my,
I stand by my motion to approve the contract with Garage Force for the floor treatments of the Holly Township Beach at a cost not to exceed $2,300, and to authorize Park Manager Blanchard to sign the agreement.
I'll support that.
okay, it has already been supported, correct?
Oh, I believe so.
Yes, by Commissioner Carl. Did you support that, or Commissioner Earl?
I did.
Okay, Commissioner Earl, all right. Thank you. It has already been done, otherwise we couldn't be discussing it. Okay, any more comments or questions? All right, so the motion is to approve item number 6A as stated. We've discussed it and we understand it correctly now. Any other comments or questions? And for the record, I understand now how it was done, and I appreciate it. Okay, no more confusion from my side or anything like that. Okay. Madam Secretary, would you please call the roll?
Wright,
Aye.
Hutchins,
Yes.
Carl,
I'm about saving money, but I will go with your thoughts that this was the better presentation and you respected his approach and work. I will vote yes.
thank you. DeSessa,
Yes, I will vote yes.
Earl, I vote yes as well. That voice vote is unanimous. That motion passed.
Okay. Okay, so thank you, everyone. The next is item number 6B, and this is to approve a contract for grinding and coating shuffleboard courts at Holly Township Beach at a cost not, at Holly Township Beach, and to authorize the park manager, Blanchard, to sign this agreement. I'll turn it over to our manager, and she can discuss both bids that were submitted, and then we can decide on that. Okay, manager?
So as we stated at the beginning, late this afternoon, Garage Force did come back with.
Point of order, Madam Chair, I apologize for
Yes.
interrupting Manager Blanchard.
Yes.
We have a motion on the table before we discuss.
Oh, Jesus, I forget, this is the policy that we've now established, correct. Is there a motion to approve this item?
Since we amended this, can someone reread?
Yes, I will reread it. So item number 6B is to approve a contract for grinding and coating the shuffleboard courts at Holly Township Beach, and to authorize Park Manager Blanchard to sign an agreement. Okay? We
At a
didn't-
cost not to exceed
We
$4,000?
did not put in the
We
cost.
eliminated that.
We eliminated that because of the change that came in afterwards. And so now we will hear the two bids that were submitted. See, that's where I'm confusing here.
That was just what we amended
Right.
earlier when we amended the
Mhm.
agenda.
Right,
Yes, but I crossed out 4,100 and I wrote down 4,996.
and that's a good reason, there's a good point.
So, what are we,
Yeah, I know, we're discussing things that we shouldn't be discussing, and thank you, Commissioner. So, okay, so now you've heard the motion, you
Okay.
know what it is. Is there a motion to support this item? So that we can discuss.
I'll support it.
Okay, supported by Commissioner Earl, moved by Commissioner Earl. Is there a support?
wait,
Commissioner
Carl has made the motion,
Yes,
and we're waiting for support.
correct.
I'll second.
Okay, so it was seconded by Commissioner Wright. And just for clarification purposes and my confusion, here we go. So the motion that was made by Commissioner Carl and supported by Commissioner Wright, item number 6B, and what we're considering is to approve a contract for grinding and coating shuffleboard courts at Holly Township Beach, and to authorize Park Manager Blanchard to sign agreement. Okay, we changed it. And I won't discuss anything else. Yes?
I just want to apologize again to Manager Blanchard for interrupting.
It's fine.
So,
No, that's
Oh,
fine.
no, thank you. And thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so that is what we're discussing. All right, Manager Blanchard.
Okay. So, as stated originally, Garage Force had quoted $4,100, which I took to include 2 shuffleboard courts for grinding and coating. And now, late this afternoon, he actually commented that that was not correct, that the grind and shine portion was going to be $4,996, but to actually do the epoxy coating and chip type thing, it was going to be $8,200 for both shuffleboard courts. For O'Brien, concrete coatings, originally, he had quoted $4,500 for the shuffleboard courts, but I believe that that was grind and just doing a coating, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that not the shuffleboard pattern.
No.
Just the coating.
Right.
And originally, with Garage Force, Adam Sprague was going to see about actually recreating the shuffleboard pattern onto the courts. And I don't have full clarification at this point that he has found that there's a way to do that. He did mention about having a pattern to do like the lines and the numbers, but I don't know that that is what he's intending to do. So that's the only thing I'm not 100%. So with O'Brien Concrete Coatings, as I had stated, he did drop his price from $500 off the total price of $5,900. So if we were to look at the shuffleboard courts, you could consider that $4,000 with taking that $500 off.
You mean 5,000?
No, originally it was $4,500, and he took $500 off the quote.
I'm
5,000 even?
Yeah, I'm
I'm sorry.
looking at the bid.
Did I say 5,000? I meant 500. He took $500 off a
Yeah, no,
discount.
it's just that we're looking at the invoice, Madam Manager, and it says, concrete coating services, he says 5,500, and it's on here.
Correct.
So if we eliminate 500.
But that was including the $1,400 for the floor, and we're not doing the bathroom floors for him.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay.
So it's 4,100 to do the shuffleboard. 5,500 minus the 1,400.
What he originally quoted the day he came out was $4,500 for the shuffleboard courts without the shuffleboard pattern to it.
Uh-huh.
So when I spoke to him and we had that issue with his not being able to supply the correct numbers, and I told him the numbers and he agreed, and he dropped the price an additional $500.
So 4,000 to do the courts without the pattern.
I believe so.
But when I do it like here, it comes to 5, then minus the 1,400. Starting here.
Because I had come up with 5,900 total originally. for the 1,400 and the 4,500, right?
He's got 5,500.
Because he dropped 500 of what we had originally talked about.
Okay.
So you're saying this reflects the 500 discount?
Yes, yes.
5,500?
Yes.
So the total job was then 6,000?
I know, that's why the numbers aren't, what you're telling
5,500,
us does not match.
he
what's-
dropped to 500.
5,900 was the original
Oh.
quote that he gave the day he came out.
Okay,
But on his invoice manager, he's got 5,500.
I know, because
Okay.
he dropped,
Oh, because he misadded.
400
He added
instead.
he
incorrectly.
dropped not 500, but 400 then,
okay?
right? Okay. All right. You took off $400 for the total project to be $5,500 now, which includes the bathrooms and 2 courts. But it does not include the pattern on the shuffleboard courts.
Correct.
Okay.
You got it.
And since we already approved the bathrooms, and we're looking at this, then we're only looking at $1,400. Bathrooms only, I'm sorry, we're looking at
The shuffleboards.
54, so we're looking at $4,000, I think, for the 2 shuffleboard courts.
No,
No?
4,500, correct, Madam Manager?
Well, if you take the 500 off of that, though,
So then is,
so,
It was
It's all right.
5,900.
no, let's get this correct, because whatever we approve tonight has to be correct.
4,100, 4,100 for the 2 courts.
Right. And you're saying that it's 4,500? Is that what he told you?
that was what he originally quoted the day he came out to look at the courts.
Okay. Okay. All right, so the first quote from Garage Force, whatever, what is the total that they're asking for? The total amount?
The total now for both courts would be $8,200.
Okay, and that would include all the entire courts, both courts, and they would put in the numbers,
pattern.
the pattern and everything.
I believe so.
But if we decide to do the same thing that O'Brien quoted, the apples to apples kind of quote, it would be the grind and shine option, right?
Correct,
Option A.
Option A, which is 4,996.
Correct.
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 Okay.
But there is a big difference in terms of the price. That's what I was trying to show you all. The one's
Okay.
8,000, the other one's almost 5,000.
No, one is 4,996 and one's 4,100.
No,
No?
What?
it's double that amount.
Yes.
I
He-
thought
he
that
said it.
O'Brien was,
Okay,
He said it was double
I
the
know.
amount.
O'Brien, I'm looking at.
No,
I-
Sprague.
I know, but I'm talking about
He
either we
called,
go
remember?
with Garage Force, which is 4,996 for the grind and shine.
True.
Or we go with O'Brien for the grind and shine.
With chips is 8,000.
We're not gonna say that, we're only talking about grind and shine. Apples to
Yeah.
apples. So the apples to apples grind and shine from O'Brien is 4,100. Is that correct?
Swear.
And the
believe so.
apples, and then the grind and shine with Garage Force is 4,996. So we're still up, there's still a difference, but it's not the same.
But I thought the manager said that they didn't include both courts, just one. Is that correct?
No, his original quote was for one court,
That's-
and that's why it came to 8,200 now. But the grind and shine was 4,996 for Garage Force for both courts
Okay.
of the grind and shine.
Does the grind and shine also include the pattern?
No.
No,
On either quote.
on either one, okay.
Right. They're both just a grind
Got
and
it.
shine.
Okay. So if we wanna add the pattern, that's gonna cost apparently, and plus the grind.
Well, I mean, that's something that, but at the same time, I feel like if we at least, I mean, I don't know, it didn't seem like we'd actually made a decision on what we were doing with the shuffleboard courts, if we were gonna do something different with them. So I feel like the grind and shine is gonna give them, it's gonna finish it and give us options, whether we decide to do a cornhole or the shuffleboard or whatever we decide to do, it at least gives it a foundation. Does that seem?
Well, comment though.
Okay.
If we don't assume a pattern provided by these contractors, to me, the logical sequence would be to call Calypso, the sign guys, and have the pattern laid out, then sealed. So there's no disturbance with shuffleboard and a puck sliding over something that's applied on top of the seal. It could disturb that.
Yeah.
If the pattern is laid down and then sealed, I take it everything is going to be smooth, like ice. And
The only thing that I would question about that is the timing of it, because I don't know that any contractor would come out twice with their equipment to do it.
Oh.
And I think the paint would have to dry a certain amount, even if they were able to do it. I don't know. We kind of talked about that a little bit at
The one contractor said that he had never done it before, but he could figure it out, because that's what we discussed, was
right.
putting the pattern, shuffleboard pattern, in the process, and then it would be sealed. So he said he'd never done it, but he would check into it to do it.
Correct, and I think he was.
Yeah.
But I think right off, O'Brien Concrete Coatings ruled that out.
Yeah, he said he couldn't do it at all. He wouldn't even
Right.
entertain that at all.
Okay, that was my
Right.
next question.
Yep.
Okay.
But you're right, it would be a comeback and finish it. Because I think anything applied on top of the sealer is going to impede the flow of your pucks.
Well, not only that, I think we would end up with the same situation, I think, as what we have in the bathroom
Yeah.
floor, where the paint is not going to stick
Right.
as well.
Yeah, if we painted, after they got done and we painted the pattern, the weather would wear it off and we'd be painting that every year. So
Yep.
that's what we discussed with him, was during the applications, because this is about 4 applications of sealer and stuff. And then before they put the final coat on, that pattern would be put on there, then they do the final coat. That was my assumption from him that we discussed,
Right,
because it'd be sealed under the sealant, or it'd be painted under the sealant. And they have to find something that's comparable with their sealant, what type of paint to use, or maybe a color of their own sealant to make that pattern.
well, and I think, you know, it has been expressed by at least one commissioner, is the usage of shuffleboard. And from having worked at the beach, it does not get used all that often for shuffleboard. Having, like Commissioner Earl said, having the opportunity for the cornhole does give like a multiple thing if we were able to do it. But honestly, I think if you're looking at $8,000 now instead of $4,000, that's a lot of money for shuffleboard that may not get used very often. And, you know, that $8,000 could be used in other ways at the beach that might be more beneficial to the guests.
Now, what our option, there's a third option for the shuffleboard courts. Grind and sand it, or they would etch it. And you can get dyes, and you can seal that concrete with concrete sealer, and it's good for about 3 or 4 years. That's the option, to seal that and make it a color. Because you can dye it. My walk at home is dyed concrete, and that was the final sealant. Now, it wasn't dyed all the way through.
Well, I can say though, if you look at the back where they have these colors, the solid color type thing, neither of them were advising that at all.
No. No.
So I don't know if they could even do that type of a treatment, but
I concur with Commissioner Earl. I really don't see a lot of folks using that area for shuffleboard. It's not to say that maybe in the future, but I don't really see that anymore, even in the future. If we were just simply to make it nice and smooth, this way we'd have the options of using it for all kinds of things besides that, what do you call that, that toss or whatever, the cornhole, yeah, the cornhole. I don't play cornhole. We could use it for other things besides that, as a gathering place, as some other things. But I don't see, it's just like horseshoes. Don't get mad. People that love horseshoes, we don't see a lot of that anymore. But I do know in other communities that it is a big thing, you know. We just don't do horseshoes anymore like we used to in the past.
We used to have a horseshoe pit down there by the pavilion, and it got to be not used enough, and it got to be dangerous.
I was just
So
gonna
we
say
got rid of the horseshoe
liability-wise,
pits.
there's a challenge.
So, okay. So that's just my opinion. Hear from others. Should we continue with this, or should we just put it on hold? What are your thoughts?
Well, I have a couple of concerns. One, the idea about, is it Calypso coming out and putting a pattern down? My concern is that before that happens, Garage Force would have to come out and strip the underlying layers. So Manager Blanchard's right, they would have to come back twice. Another concern I have is the usage. But the third concern I have, and I want to ask a question, is the conditions of the courts themselves dangerous? Can they be used as is right now? Is it prison, I mean,
They're able to be used. The problem is that the concrete is very pitted,
okay.
and there's probably 3 layers of paint in
Yeah, about two
varying
or three.
stages. So I think that those people who have used shuffleboard, they're able to do it, particularly on the left court, but it's not the greatest shape, and it's not a smooth,
but there's no
ride.
safety issues, meaning that, someone is going to get hurt if they,
No, I don't think so.
okay,
No.
all right.
I mean, the one thing is
not
that the
perfect, but-
shuffleboard courts themselves are raised up several inches.
2
So,
at most, I think.
If you count that in, because I know from personal experience of my mother, she stepped off a very slight rise of a thing and broke her hip. But, I don't think that would be the normal case.
Yeah.
I have no further questions.
Okay, so that's, you brought up some good points. Are you saying then perhaps that maybe we shouldn't do this? Hold off until, because the other
Go ahead.
the other thing I was gonna say, and this is something that's really important. We've talked about, and we haven't done this yet, we've talked about the survey. We've talked about asking people as to what do they want us to do with the park. And if we spend even 4,000 here, come to find out that they really wanted the shuffleboards,
Well, I mean, then we can always approach it that way, but the motion's on the table for this, so even if we decide that we want to wait, then,
Okay. All right then. All right, any other comments? Good points. Commissioner
I have a
Hudson?
comment.
Yes.
If I understand, and for clarity,
Mhm.
the $8,000 is for 2 courts with chip and seal, which I have an issue. I would think that's gonna create a little barrier for a smooth slide of a puck.
The guy said the last coat is either non-skid or smooth.
Okay,
So that's what we discussed when there. The bathrooms are non-skid because of the water problems,
Gotcha.
wet feet and stuff. And the shuffleboard courts would be smooth for action.
All right, that's a lot of epoxy. I've seen, I mean, we've all seen garage floors done, and there is a surface.
Now, this
resistant.
product that they're doing now is totally different from 5, 6 years ago.
Okay. All right.
Because I've seen garage floors where you can,
Wow.
yeah, you also have cars in there with rubber tires.
Yeah.
So you have to have a lot of
Grip.
traction.
Traction.
I get it.
Okay, any other comments? Okay, hearing none, let's do a roll call vote, please.
Okay. Wright,
No.
Hutchins.
No,
Carl,
No,
DeSessa,
No.
Earl, no. That motion has not passed. As a voice vote, all declined.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. I think we'll have to come back and look at this. Thank you for your work, Madam Manager. We will come back and look at it again. Okay, moving on to the agenda. Item number 6C, this is to discuss and approve color of stall paint for the bathrooms at the Holly Township Beach. And it is estimated that, do we have some bids here, Madam Manager?
We do not.
We don't?
What happened was Commissioner Hutchins, Mel, and I were meeting at the beach. We were looking at the condition of our current stalls, and we had,
Oh, I see, I see. So the staff will be doing the paint? Is that?
Pardon?
Staff will be painting, or?
No.
We'll hire somebody? Oh, okay.
no, Commissioner Hutchins suggested using Johnny's Body Shop, which is in town. They treat automotive, and Commissioner Hutchins thought that they would be able to be more expedient as far as the sanding and painting with automotive paint that he felt would be stronger. Is that correct?
yes, more durable. Those stall dividers are baked enamel. And they're rusty from all the years. So automotive paint would hold better when they prime the rust, sand it, and paint those with automotive paint.
The other thing that we discovered was that Mel was looking at the fixtures that held the panels to the wall and to the floor. The chrome had gotten very worn, and so he took that with him to Johnny's Body Shop when he was delivering the stall pieces. And Johnny said that he could buff those pieces and but we do not have a cost for those. I'm thinking that's going to be much less than the other,
Yeah.
but.
Okay, so I think I understand this. Let's hear, before we discuss anything further, I think I understand this. Again, when we bring things to the commission, we need to bring some bids so that we can consider. Here, I don't know what we're going to approve. We don't have any bids or anything. So we can't approve anything except perhaps, and this is just a suggestion, and I know it's discussion. Let me first hear before I discuss any further, and not follow our own rules. Is there a motion to support item number C?
I'll make that motion to discuss and approve the color of the stall paint for the bathrooms at Holly Township Beach at a cost not to exceed $1,200, plus the cost of the buffing chrome pieces.
Okay, which will be an additional cost?
Correct.
Plus, yeah.
Okay. And we don't know what that amount is?
Correct.
Okay. Can we just, if we do this, can I just make a suggestion to the maker of the motion and just maybe increase it to 2,000. And this way, this would include chrome, if we wanted to do that. Just to give a little bit leeway, and if it doesn't, if you spend more than that, then you have to come back to us. But I've got
And
a,
I don't think we should do $800 for buffing chrome.
I'm just giving a bunch of leeway. If you want to make it less, it's just a suggestion, you can put
I
1,500.
appreciate that,
Yes.
yeah.
It's
Who
just a
came to
suggestion.
bid this is the owner of Johnny's.
I wish he
Body
had
shop.
written it down.
And he said he'd give us a break, a discount, because he does work for the village and everybody else around town. Because I always ask for in-kind service. Well, what do you think about that? Oh, well, I'll knock some off. So, he's a pretty workable guy.
I understand.
So if we said 1,400,
Yeah, I would-
That might, perhaps that might be better. Okay, so,
I'm just asking really,
Mhm.
like, is that the number that we want to go with?
well, let's go with 1,400, okay? Let's go with 1,400 and see if it passes, okay?
Commissioner Hutchins, are you comfortable with that?
Oh, yeah.
You think,
Yeah.
not reason to go to 15, just in case?
No, I think 14, because he's gonna have his apprentice buff that on a buffing wheel. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to amend your statement?
So I will say the motion is to discuss and approve the color of the stall for paint for the bathrooms at the Holly Township Beach, not to exceed $1,400, including
Paint and
The
buff.
cost of,
Buffing of
buffing
Buffing
chrome
chrome pieces.
pieces.
okay,
I second.
okay. Second by Commissioner Earl, okay. Now we can,
No, I'm
now we can
Earl.
discuss. Now we can discuss again. Oh, my Lord. You know, it's just that, okay. Again, in the future, we need to bring, if we're gonna take some action, we need to bring some bids, something so that the commission can look at this. Right now, the way this motion is set, and it's okay, we're just simply giving direction to the manager to go find someone to paint. And of course, we think we know who's gonna do the buffing, or we do know who's gonna do the buffing now. And hopefully it won't go more than $1,500. And so, does everybody understand that's what we're doing?
It's 1,400.
1,400, I'm sorry, 1,400, just simply to give well,
So did we have to choose the color?
Yes, that's the other part of
And that's these?
No,
No.
that's the flooring.
Okay.
Yeah.
those stall colors are, I call dark red, like a burgundy. Not so much a burgundy, what would you call it?
Yes, currently.
Maroon,
That's a good name.
And
Yeah,
not
they're
very
maroon.
attractive.
Okay,
and they're all the same color, maroon.
gotcha.
The current wall colors are yellow. Okay, so everyone knows. The walls are yellow.
Yeah.
wow, if we leave the walls yellow and then we're just painting the stalls, correct? Or is that the same thing, the
We
walls?
are painting the stalls.
Not the walls?
That is correct.
The
Okay.
stalls are the dividers, the
I
privacy
get it, I
dividers.
get it, I just want to make sure. So
So-
instead of burgundy and yellow, we'll do burgundy and something else.
Or you're saying keep the burgundy?
No.
I'm thinking lose the burgundy and go
We're
gray.
gonna lose the burgundy.
Go with
We're
some
gonna
nice
lose the
deep
burgundy and do
gray.
something, yes. And the
Or
color of
green.
the walls is yellow, correct?
The inside
The
part of the
cinder
walls
block walls are
currently
yellow.
is a light yellow.
Okay, and there's cinder blocks, that's why they're not painted correctly, it's
They
just
are
the cinder.
painted.
They are painted, really?
Yellow.
Oh, goodness. Okay, I guess I gotta go to the
Ceilings are
bathroom.
white.
often. All right,
So,
So the only thing that I think would be a good idea is to continue with some kind of darker color where it'd be less obvious for children or even adults, who knows, for
To write on
writing
in.
on them.
I
But
like the writing on the walls. I can tell you some stories about General Motors. They were very amusing.
I bet.
We-
and
do
Mr.
not wanna
Hudson,
hear
I
those
would
stories.
certainly picture you would be right there.
Yes,
Yes.
we also put up easel boards so they wouldn't write on this, on the
Okay.
paint jobs
All
while
right.
they were in there.
Very good. Okay. Okay, are there any suggestions for the paint? I personally would just ask the manager to choose a color that she thinks is best. Because we don't have any swatches here to even look at or whatever. I just say, pick what you think is best. I know you don't want that responsibility, but I think you'll pick what you think is best. Otherwise, I'm just gonna say brown, dark brown, to go with the yellow.
Well, and this is kind of going after the fact, but we also need to pick a color for the floor, for the bathrooms.
Is that on the agenda, though?
No.
No, I would,
up
again,
to you.
these are things that I think the manager can select, and, you know, if she wants to send us, you know, we could do a straw poll, could we not, as commissioners? I know we've done it in the past, it's just a straw poll, it doesn't mean that it'll hold, but,
Well, the other problem is that we are running out of time.
then
These
that's why I think it's
contractors
best
are
to just
very
select.
busy.
You
I
just
make a
select.
motion that we go with blue stalls. As I look up here and I see that blue beam poster,
Blue
I
and
see
yellow.
yellow walls and I see a bunch of blue, and it's flowing to me. I see some other thing over there, a little child's thing in the window.
Well,
and I
don't
see
forget blue and gold, who has blue and gold color?
Oh, no.
The other thing is, I think Mary wants to caulk and paint the ceiling before we start doing the floor. Because you don't want to paint the ceiling after we've done the floor. And as far as time allotment goes, my suggestion is to get a portable outhouse, put on the outside of the fence, shut down the bathrooms.
Which
We've done it before. So,
We will have an outhouse there for July or June 11th.
yeah, and that way we're not in a big hurry to do the bathrooms. We'll take it as it goes.
There's no stalls
Okay,
in there right now.
So the colors
That is
are-
correct, they are at Johnny's Body Shop.
Okay.
Say again?
So the colors, are we just,
Can we just allow the manager to come up with a decent color, whatever matches, and agree? And if we don't like it, then, unless you want to go over there and give her some suggestions yourself, you can do that.
Are the ceilings chipping at all?
They're not chipping. It's a wood product.
Yes.
Right? But they have definite seams in the wood, and where it comes down, there's like a sill plate kind of a thing, and under that is like spray insulation foam type stuff that is discolored.
Oh.
So it is not very attractive.
We talked about putting primer putty on the seams and then using crown molding around the wall to the ceiling, so it'll finish off that, so it won't look so cobbled.
Has that been foamed right now around this? Like, I know the separating wall from men and women. Years back, a lot of attic junk was falling out of that, making a
Yeah.
mess of the bathroom floor. Now, are you saying someone spray foamed it?
There is spray foam on the edges going around the
Oh,
walls.
I bet that was done to stop the,
Yeah, the garbage coming down, and that's where
Dust,
they should have put crown molding up there to finish the ceiling
Yeah.
and do the seams. But that should all be done before the floors are done, which take a day.
okay, but
okay,
But the emotion is just to
Gotcha.
do the paint right
Yep.
now.
okay.
God, it has me headache. Okay. All right, so so on this motion, because we don't have any, we're not approving any specific contract or anything like this to do this item. We're just simply directing the manager. Is that correct? Okay. So, okay. All right. So the motion again is to approve, discuss, we've discussed. So motion is to approve, discuss and approve color of paint stall for bathrooms at Holly Township Beach at a cost not to exceed $1,400, including cost of buffing chrome pieces. Manager Blanchard will be responsible for completing this project. That's all I can think of saying.
So we're-
Is that correct? I don't, Commissioner Wright, can you think of another thing, or?
Oh, that sounds right.
Okay.
Better be a good color.
I was just gonna say, actually, you missed the whole point of the motion.
That's-
Choose the color.
That's what she was trying to do. I said no. Okay, so any other comments or questions? Hearing none? Roll call vote, please.
Right.
This
Yes.
is money, do we have to do?
Yes, we're going to do roll call vote.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're doing roll call vote.
Hutchins,
Yes.
Carl,
Yes,
DeSessa,
Yes.
Earl, yes. We're going to pass that.
okay, good.
Voice vote, motion passed.
Okay, so next is item number 6D, discuss roof replacement for Sorensen Park Nature Center. I'm going to turn this over to our manager so she can give us a history and background on our roof here at the Nature Center. Madam
Okay.
Manager?
The reason that you don't, excuse me, see a thing of discuss and approve on here is because I just got the quote from one of the contractors just late this afternoon. So I told that person.
Hold
at-
hold
Yeah,
on,
we need a
hold
point
on.
of order.
Madam Manager, I'm sorry, I hate to bother you. I'm looking at Commissioner. Is there a support to discuss this item from a commission member?
I make the motion to discuss the roof replacement for Sorensen Park Nature Center.
Thank you, Commissioner Wright. Is there a support?
I'll support.
Supported by Commissioner Earl. Okay, now, Madam Manager, I'm sorry. I will
That's okay.
remember to do this. Keep reminding me, please.
Okay.
I won't
So,
forget next time.
As I was saying, the second quote came in late this afternoon, and the agenda had already been distributed to the commission. So I had told the contractor that we would have to wait until our next regular meeting to actually vote on that, if we were going to. But I did include both of the quotes here, so you can look them over beforehand. I will say, and this was included in an email to you as well, that there are actually multiple quotes on here. Lockhart Roofing did break it down into a standing metal roof, metal seam roof, that came in at $36,690. There's a ribbed metal roof replacement, and that actually leaves the screws and the gaskets exposed, whereas the other standing one covers the screws and gaskets. And then the other one is the shingle roof replacement, and that came in at the lowest cost of $14,995. And then for Hillman Roofing, he did come in at $15,800, and I believe that is for metal roofing. And the other thing that he has is for the snap lock standing seam metal roofing, and his total came in at $22,400 with that. And then he had several concerns about the roof itself, and Lockhart also had concerns about the roof. Lockhart did not include on here that there may be up to 6 sheets of plywood that might need to be replaced when the roof gets replaced, and that would be $75 per sheet of the plywood being added onto there. He wouldn't know until he actually removes the current roof and then sees what the condition is. But as he was walking and feeling how it moved underneath him, he felt that there was at least 6 to 8, I believe, that might need to be replaced. And then I did detail some of the concerns to you in an email that Robert Hillman did have, particularly at the front of the building, where we have the ice damming, and Mel had added the heat tape. Commissioner Hutchins had said that that had been a regular process. Apparently with the metal roofing, that heat tape is not able to be used, according to Robert Hillman. So, you know, some of those things, Mel had suggested and Lockhart Roofing had agreed that having metal V-shaped cleats up at the front and possibly even the back, it prevents the large flow of snow and ice coming down when it starts to melt. The cleats, I believe, kind of break up the ice and snow. So Mr. Hillman suggested using some type of structure across the whole front of the building, a vent type of a thing that he felt would actually work for that system. So I think just as an initial thing, going with Commissioner Wright's suggestion, if you would like for me to possibly invite them to the next meeting, I could do that. Or, you know, the other thing is maybe the commission needs to discuss whether they want to do the
Well, that's
roof at this point or
right.
not.
That is the number one question, really. I mean, looking at the price, the roof that we have right now, it is not metal, correct?
Pardon?
The roof that we have right now
No,
is not
it is
metal.
asbestos,
It's
and
just-
that was one of the concerns, because when it does rain at the lower parts of the gutters, there does get to be forming PFAS foam.
Got it.
So Commissioner Hutchins had said that he feels that's because the shingles have deteriorated to the point where they're shedding the,
It's fire retardant. Those shingles all are manufactured with fire retardant.
Okay.
The other thing too, I'd like to make a comment about the heat tape. On metal roofs, which we have quite a few right now, the sheds out back, the pole barn, the pavilion, and all my places up north were steel roofed. You don't have the ice dams build up. Here's what causes an ice dam. On a shingled roof, there's traction. As the sun warms up the roof, it melts it and gets down to the overhang, which is not heated. So then it freezes. So every day the sun comes out, you keep melting the snow on the roof, and it builds up the ice dam. So you either gotta put up a heat tape or you put metal roof on, because guess what? The snow don't stay on the metal roof. It comes down. And that's why you put the dividers on it to slice it up so it won't come down as an avalanche. So if you look around and all that, that's how you get rid of an ice dam, is put up a metal roof. And with our pitch, our gutters were all designed for the pitch of our roofs because we use professional gutter guys. So they used a larger gutter and set them upright, and we moved all the water down to one end. So that's what
and that
they-
was another thing that he felt it should be divided and
No.
going to the middle.
It isn't, because he's not a gutter specialist. Our gutter company looked at the problem that we had, and if they would have suggested to split it, they would have split it. So, yeah, and like I say, if you put a metal roof on this, you're gonna hear the snow go off in the morning. And then you aren't gonna have an ice dam, because it all hits the ground. And that's my house my cabin up north was a 10-12 pitch, and that's pretty close to what we got here. Never had snow on the roof.
Okay, so let me ask you another thing. So we have double doors in the front, double doors in the back. Particularly in the front, where people are gonna be coming in and out,
Yes.
is that a liability with that snow coming down? Should we create some kind of cover there, like either a pitched type thing or some kind of slide type thing? I don't know, but it seems to me that if you have that concern about the ice and snow coming down, when people are entering and exiting the building, that could be an issue. Even if it's broken up, it still could be a problem.
Well, that's with the metal roof. Say we get 3 inches of snow, a couple warm days with the heat from the building, because this roof isn't real high R rated. That 2 or 3 inches is only gonna last a couple days, and it's gonna come on off, and it'll melt. If you look at the different commercial buildings around town by my street, the one there, the Dollar General, or whatever it is, it's a metal roof coming down, mansard roof with the cleats on it. And it comes right over the openings and everything else.
On the Hillman quote, it does say 6 feet, high temperature, ice and water shield on all eaves, additional row as needed for entry overhang. So maybe they put an extra one, I don't know what that is.
Ice shield, when you prep the roof, you're gonna take off all the shingles. And code is for 3 feet up or 4 feet up, you gotta put ice shield. That way, the water won't freeze up and go up in there and ruin the roof and make it leak. So then you put the roof on top of that.
Right, but I mean, it's specifically speaking about the entry overhang.
Yeah.
So just looking at the price of this, I think we need a little bit more research. I think the manager needs to get us some more information so we could take a look at this. I would suggest that you perhaps send her some of your concerns or questions on this matter directly to her, so she could, when she meets with some of these individuals, we could take a look at them. So Commissioners, I've looked.
Excuse me, can you clarify what type of information that I need to get? Because I
Yes, I
did-
will. That's what I'm trying, that'll be the next thing that I'm gonna make, okay? Before I go there. So I've looked briefly at the prices that this is gonna cost. Right now, our budget cannot afford this, not even in this year's budget. The reason we're able to do these projects that are here before us this evening, and they're small, is because we had some monies that we did not spend from some of the other projects. And it's very limited now because we've done a couple of other things and we've purchased some items that needed to get done. So it's getting pretty close to the end. The end of our fiscal year is June 30th. So even if we were to have this, I'm not so sure we can finish the construction of a roof within, maybe, I guess it didn't take that long.
I'm sorry, I thought we said that if we weren't able to get the road drainage issues completed in this fiscal year, then that, was it 30,000?
It was 30,000, but we did spend a portion of it to do the planning first. And so that's gonna come from that. And
12,000.
So that's 12,000, all right?
Engineer report.
And
So then
now-
we're down to,
Yeah, we're down to close to the 20s, and then we just spent, a little bit here, a little bit 5,000. And then plus, I think we've got a couple of other items that are coming up, and we're very close.
it's like 12,
Yeah.
13-ish probably, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So we're
Okay.
coming very, very close. So what I would ask is that we look at this manner a little closer. Let's sit down with the manager so that, maybe we put an RFP together so that we get all apples to apples, beside just going out and asking, well, what if we do this? What if we do that? What if we do this? Let's get everybody submit the same information, because otherwise we're gonna end up like what we just did, with that other bid that we looked at. And that was, it's a concern to me. So one of the things that I mentioned to the manager is, we really need a purchasing policy so that we can give her a little bit more direction on what she can and cannot do. I think that she should be able to make some decisions on her own without having to come ask us for the color of painting of the stalls, things of that nature. I think she should be able to make that decision. And we, as commissioners, need to abide by that. She is the manager. I have confidence in her, and I know that she has the ability to choose the color. May not all like it, but that's neither here nor there. She's our manager. And it doesn't mean that one of us can't go over there and help her choose the color if that's what we want. But for the most part, it should be her decision. And so I'm working on a purchasing policy right now, and I've looked at a couple, and I'm gonna look at some other communities around us to see if they'd be similar to what we're looking at, so that, you know, we, again, do apples to apples. So I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks I can come up with a good purchasing policy that we can all consider. Yes, sir?
If you look at the two bids we have already, it's apples to apples.
Okay.
Two different types of steel roofs or conventional shingle. So it's all apples to apples.
I don't, did the other one also submit a bid for shingles? I didn't think the second one did. I thought only one of them did. I could be wrong. For shingles. I saw only one of the bidders submit.
A barn steel and a snap lock standing metal.
Okay.
Was whose?
Hillman.
Hillman,
He didn't bid.
barn steel metal roofing, or snap lock standing seam.
They're
metal
both
roofing.
metal.
He didn't have a bid on shingle?
No.
No.
I think we asked him more for the metal.
And that's the other thing. That's the other thing. This is assuming this commission wants a metal roof. That's the other thing that we're assuming. I don't know how you all feel. For me, you know, just based on what we can, a shingle roof should last, you know, 15, 20 years. And it doesn't cost $30,000, $50,000. However, I'm more apt to at least look at something like that right now, considering our financial status. We still have to worry about the road improvement over there, and I'm concerned about that. I'd like for us to address that matter. Commissioner Earl mentioned that as well. We need to do that first before we move on to bigger projects. So I asked the manager and the commissioners to, you know, do a little bit more research on this, get some bids that are apples to apples, and then perhaps as we get closer to next year, see if there could be some savings in our budget. Now, let me just say this. We're very, very frugal here. We're very conservative when it comes to our dollars here in for our commission. I want our residents to know that. We're very, very, very frugal when it comes to spending any money here. Having said that, if something is critical and it is one of our priorities, that's why the strategic plan I was hoping we could develop would say that, and we could say, okay, the next priority is, let's do the roof. This organization needs to take a look at that, to see what our priorities are going to be for the coming years, instead of just going, we need this, we need this, we need that. We need to prioritize, we need to, you know, figure out where we're heading. That was the purpose of the strategic plan. But now, I agree with the commission, instead to sit down with our public and see, you know, what are their concerns, and then in turn, we could develop that plan based on the input from our residents, if that is what we're looking at. So I know that we need to replace the roof. I know that. I think that's something that we can do. But commissioners, I ask that we see what happens first with the roads before we proceed on this. We could make a budget amendment, which we'd have to take to the township to amend our budget and look at our reserves, you know, to consider this, if we decide we want to do a metal roof here. So let me just ask quickly, so that our manager doesn't, you know, waste her time here, are we all want to consider a metal roof? Or are we willing just to do, you know, shingles? Yes. Commissioner?
Shingle roof. You buy the best shingle roof, they give you like a 30-year guarantee. You're lucky to get 20 for that kind of money. A steel roof, you got a 40 to 50-year guarantee. So that, it offsets the price. That's why we did the beach in metal. Because for a little bit more, you can do steel, and it's good for 40 to 50 years.
Well, there's a big difference between, let's say, 15,000 to 58,000 or
Where's
30,000.
58,000?
I'm sorry, 38,000.
Well, it depends if you want standing rib or if you want
Right,
plain screw.
right,
We
right.
did plain screw.
Right.
But I also think that, you know, our.
That's 3 times the
our,
cost.
you know, really, in our mission statement, we talk about preserving and being good stewards, and it's really tough for me to think about putting something on the roof at this point, knowing what we know about PFAS. So, I mean, I'll definitely look into it some more, but I feel like the metal roof hits so many of the things. I mean, I agree, it is more expensive, but it's an investment into maintaining our building at the same time, being good stewards to, you know,
Okay.
what we have.
All right, so metal and metal. Anyone else? You consider metal? You would be willing to consider metal, Commissioner?
I would, in looking at the lowest bid here, just an example, I'd be willing to bet if you got a shingled estimate, you're gonna be pretty close to this
Okay,
$15,000.
we'll take a
Yeah.
look. We'll take a look.
Yeah.
Commissioner Wright?
I think the consensus is metal roof, and I agree with that.
Okay. So it'll,
Also, I have one more comment
Sure.
about shingle roof. You don't see it no more. There's 3-tab shingle. They got, the other is dimensional. You pay more for the dimensional shingles. They're fiberglass reinforced. There's less waste in trim when you do them. I've put on probably, in the last few years, probably 15, 20 roofs, and I went to metal. But I put down shingle before, and I put texture, I put dimensional on my house. It cost me a little more. I got a little bit more warranty, lots of luck in collecting it, and there was less waste. So 3-tab is the cheapest way to go. And there might be somebody out there still selling 3-tab shingles. It'd be like buying a Model A and driving it to California. Lots of luck, Chuck.
okay. So it looks like the consensus is to consider metal roofs. So we'll take a look at that. We'll come up with some price. But commissioners, right now, based on our budget, it is not something that we can afford to do. So we're going to have to hold off a little bit and see where we stand. It doesn't mean that the manager can't proceed. And if we find that we'll have some savings in next year's budget, because July 1st is right around the corner, we can, at that point in time, amend our budget accordingly, I should say, and then we can proceed. But at least we'll have the data in front of us. When we speak with the contractors, we let them know that this is, you know, if they could hold off or at least have their bids good for 6 months or to a year, and to give us some time. We're not a residential type of agency, so we may need a little bit more time on this. But right now, there's not sufficient funds in order to do this. Yes, sir.
I'd like to have the manager get a hold of Hillman and have him give us a price for shingle roof. And I'd also like another contractor opinion on another bid on that.
Yeah, no,
And
that's...
also, nobody's walked our roofs and said, I brought it up that it's so dang old. And anybody want to go up on it, Hop? Is that
No.
nobody's come up and said, you're really in bad, dire need of a roof. So,
It's good.
you know.
Yeah, no, I think this is all good. I don't know when the last time we replaced this roof. Like I said, there's a lot of things in our organization that, for many, many reasons, and all good reasons, we weren't able to accomplish. And I know one probably is funding. We are very limited when it comes to funds. But we do our best, and we're frugal, and we use our monies accordingly. And I'm very pleased at the work that we've done this past year, and we'd like to give a report to our residents to show them what we've done, and all the good things that have come out. And the other thing that they do appreciate from the commission is the fact that you do look forward, you think of the future, and you think of how it's going to affect. So I appreciate that. But again, for me, just knowing the costs, if I come to find out that, hey, you need to replace the roof right now because it's going to fall, then we may look at shingles, whether we like it or not. But anyways.
And I would like to clarify with Commissioner Hutchins. So you want me to contact Hillman's to ask about an asphalt roof when the commission just talked about getting
Well,
metal
we
roof?
want to be able
We
to
should.
compare
We should
apples
do-
to apples.
Yeah, let's do both.
When his came in without the shingle, price, he should have put it in there.
Well, because I think I specifically said the commission was looking at metal roof, mainly because you had said that you wanted a metal roof.
Yeah. Well, that's the biggest thing is, but then it didn't do apples to apples.
Okay.
So if I asked Bob Jones over here for a bid on this roof, we want shingle, standing rib, and snap lock, just like everybody else did.
Okay, did you get that, Madam Manager? Okay.
That way, if somebody says, well, how come you didn't do a shingle roof, it's cheaper? We'll say, that's what the bids were.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
And we
you
could
show the price difference and the savings of how many years more you get out of how many dollars more you spent, being fiscally responsible.
Yes. Okay, so, Madam Manager, do you understand? Let's get both, okay? And then we can look at this matter further, and as time goes by, let's see what we can do to address this as quickly as we can.
For
But at
clarity,
this
we're
point-
asking Lockhart for a shingle bid as well.
Yes, he did, I believe.
Yes, he did.
The only concern I have with Lockhart is to make sure that he meets those qualifications that Commissioner Hutchins said. If the shingle roof that he's recommending addresses those three things that he said, I want to make sure that he's also doing apples to apples.
He also says ribbed.
Oh, okay,
Yep, he did.
so he did say rib, okay,
Oh, I see.
well, cool, okay.
In other words, go by Lockhart Roofing's quote,
Okay,
because he's got all three types of roof.
all right then. Okay,
So just for clarification, when this does come back in the future for the commission to look at for roofing, would the commission like the contractors to be present?
let's make that a habit from now on. That'll be part of the policy, that whenever we consider a contractor, that they should be present at the meeting. Let's do that from now on, okay? They should be here. That's how it's done other places. We get the contractors to discuss their project, you know, and convince us to,
And one little notation while you're talking to these roofers is, when I built my cabin up north, I went up and to the local lumberyard, and I gave him a material bill of what I needed, and he guaranteed that price for a year back then. Because I didn't start building it till June, so in January, I went up there with a material list. They figured out what it cost me, and I said, what's the guarantee? Because I can't start this till June.
Well, that's
It was
why-
1 year guarantee on the price.
right, that's why I said, I
So,
asked.
if you notice on Lockhart Roofing's, at the very bottom, it does say that their estimate is only valid for 30 days.
Yeah, well, things have changed. It's hard to get anybody for a roof, but yeah. And that should be noted on, that's apples to apples too. What's the pricing if we can't get it done in time, you know?
And the reason is, obviously, we are a governmental entity and things of that nature, so, okay, I won't go any further. Hearing what we've discussed, based on the information, I think I can surmise is that we've directed the manager to get other bid, to make sure the bids are all apples to apples, and that they both submit bids for a shingle as stated, and a metal as stated. And I guess we can follow the bid that one company submitted. Is it
Garage Force?
No,
Lockhart.
Lockhart for the
Oh, just for the
for the
example.
roof. I'm still on the roof.
Yeah.
So on the roof, let's follow that, make sure that we're all asking apples to apples. Let's see if we can find one more. And then also to make sure that we can get the bid good for more than just 30 days. So give us a little bit more time, all right? And this way we can decide. Okay, and then lastly, just, I don't want to forget this, is from now on, when we're looking at contracts, let's see if we can get the contractor to come in as well, okay? And I'll work on the policy for you all to take a look at, and we'll go back. Okay, are there any more comments or questions to the manager? Hearing none, a motion was made to discuss this item. Since there's no money right now attached to this, I will just simply ask for a voice.
We already discussed it.
We discussed it, and we had a motion, and we had a support, but we didn't vote on it.
We don't need to.
We don't have to vote on this?
We don't, there's no action to be taken.
No.
Okay, no action to be taken. Okay, all right then. Okay, let's moving right along. Okay, next is item number 7, public comment. So going back, I'll read this. Members of the public can address the commission once recognized by the chairperson for any items related to parks and recreation, Holly Township Parks and Recreation. Comments are limited to 4 minutes. The commission may extend this time by up to an additional 4 minutes by majority vote. Prior to addressing the commission, members of the public are asked to state their name, street name, and town. Hearing no one from the public, I will ask to move on. And with that, I will adjourn this meeting at 8:10 p.m.